So you've just been named executor of someone's estate. Now what? We're going to talk about it in this video. Welcome to the Mullooly Assets Show. I'm your host, Tom Mullooly. This is episode 339 for those counting at home. Thanks for tuning in. So you've just been named the executor of somebody's estate. Now what? You need to understand that as an executor, you are a fiduciary. You've got a legal obligation to act in the best interest of the estate and the beneficiaries. It's important, the role that you have as executor and fiduciary is to protect the assets and make sure that they're distributed properly. So there are three main responsibilities that an executor has to an estate. The first is that you have to collect, inventory, appraise all of the assets and all of the debts that are part of someone's estate. The second thing you need to do is you have to pay the bills. You've got to pay the taxes, and you got to pay any expenses that are left after someone passes away. The third thing that you need to do is, as the executor, you have to transfer the property into the proper names of whoever is the beneficiaries of this person's estate. And that sounds like three simple things to do. They're not. They're not. They can take a long time. We just wrapped up an estate that has been around for 20 years. That's an extreme. But this is not something that you open and shut in a week. A lot of times these things hang around for a couple of months. So sit tight. It's not going away pretty quick. Keep in mind that if you accept the appointment as an executor, you've got this legal obligation, and you're going to be held responsible to implement all of the terms, all of the details of somebody's will and their last wishes. If you are not up to speed on the terms of the will, get an attorney. Please get an attorney. This is not DIY, do-it-yourself stuff. So you really should have a professional looking over your shoulder and giving you some guidance when it comes to estate matters. Another area where you're definitely going to need some help, or you should get some help or consider getting some help, is with taxes. You as executor are responsible for the decedent's last tax return. Now, even if someone passes away, say, the first couple of days of January, there's a possibility that there may be some income, and therefore you may have some income taxes or an income tax return that you've got to file. Problem is, someone passes away in January or February, you may not get a 1099 until January or February of the following year. These things don't resolve themselves very quickly. What about unpaid bills, and what about expenses that people have? You're not going to pay them out of your own pocket. The final expenses, funeral expenses, for example, any hospital bills, things like that, these are all paid out of the assets of the decedent. And it's important to keep a very good accounting of where every dollar gets spent so that this can be deducted before beneficiaries get paid out. You always have to keep a good accounting of where the money goes. But some other questions that we get. Can I get sued? Am I personally responsible, personally liable? Yes, you are the executor and you have a fiduciary obligation. Can I just say, hey, this is getting complicated and I'm really busy, I quit? No, you can't. Being discharged as an executor, in most states, that's a formal process. This is not something where you can just throw up your hands and walk away. Do I get paid as an executor? Yes, you can. And different states have different fee schedules and suggested amounts that you can use. One of the things that we've seen a lot is family members who often get named as executors. They'll just say, oh, I don't want to get any money for this. Don't be so quick to wave that off. You may be in a situation where things are getting really complicated, or you may have to deal with some sticky matters regarding family members, don't be so quick to waive off a fee. You may be spending a lot of time as an executor. A lot of questions that we get asked about estates and acting as an executor. If you've got questions, definitely reach out to us. We'd be happy to talk you through it. That's the message for episode 339. Thanks again for tuning in.